This news leader. This is Wink News now this morning.
7:15 right now. Between trying to fit in with the popular girls and trying to look like the girls on TV and magazine covers, teenage girls often have a negative image about themselves and don't want to turn to their parents for help. So where can they turn? Well, a new book is out that may be just the perfect self-help book for teens. Here's a look at the cover. It's called What Your Mother Never Told You, a survival guide for teenage girls. And we're fortunate enough today to be joined by the book's author. Richard Dudum is here this morning. Richard, thank you so much for being here this morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
This is a really neat book because I think it gives girls something in their hands to sit down with, and even moms and dads something to sit down in their hands and look at, to study what girls are really going through in their teenage years. Talk to us a little bit about what they go through during those years.
Well, you know, the issues are the same that they've always been, whether it's sex, alcohol, and drugs. But the difference is the environment that our kids are in. We've got music videos, the internet, the media, reality TV. Our kids are bombarded by mixed messages every day, and they need answers to questions that they have, and my book gives them answers to some very serious questions.
Now, we should mention, for those of you who are interested in reading this book, What Your Mother Never Told You, a survival guide for teenage girls, climbed to #1 on Amazon over a weekend in the first part of February. So obviously it's a topic that people want to know about. It is available on Amazon. Why do you think people want to get their hands on this book so much?
Well, you know, there's a need to bridge the communication gap between parents and teens. And that's exactly what this book does. There is nothing left unsaid in this book. Every single issue that our teens are dealing with is addressed very clearly, very specifically, in candid and frank language that the kids can understand and immediately relate to.
Well, and I think sex is a big question. Drugs is a big question. Why do girls feel uncomfortable talking to their parents about it? I mean, all of the obvious reasons are there, but talk to us about those.
Well, I think it's a combination of not only the girls feeling uncomfortable, but the parents are equally uncomfortable. The issues that they discuss are not easy for moms to talk about with their daughters, and they're definitely not easy for fathers to speak about with their daughters. And so they don't have to have that conversation anymore. The book opens that dialogue.
Well, you had mentioned fathers. So as a father, as a man, what do you know about teenage girls? I mean, that's a hard topic, I would think, for a man to approach.
You know, I have 2 daughters of my own. My oldest is in college and my youngest is in high school. And I also have 2 sons. The oldest is in college and the youngest is in middle school. And I've spent the last 20 years not only working with and talking to teens, and not only mine, but I spent the past 20 summers working with teens as well. They have a lot of things on their mind, and if you take the time to listen, you hear what they have to say, and I've taken that time.
I think that's the most important thing, that you have taken that time and that parents also take that time to listen. Well, as we told you, the book, What Your Mother Never Told You, a survival guide for teenage girls, is available on Amazon. It's a pretty hot ticket, so you'll want to get your hands on that as soon as possible. In just 2 minutes, we head back to the grocery store and head down the meat section, find out which selections of meat are the healthiest choices for you. We'll be back in 2 minutes.